Hi guys, I'm Andrew from Activechat, and today we will be doing a live session with our technical guys and with one of our customers, our early supporter. And today we will be accompanied by Dima, he's our head of DevOps at Activechat, and by Steven. Steven is a writer and entrepreneur doing a lot in the self-writing area. So Steven got our license key from AppSumo deal, and we will be installing the on-premises version of Activechat for Steven today live while you are watching this. And while the system installs, we will chat a little bit about the current, I would say, dramatic events in the AI space and what happened at OpenAI and where it takes us in the conversational AI space. So, Steven, may I ask you to share your screen maybe and to share what exactly you will be doing to install Activechat on your own domain?
Yep, I'll set that up now. Okay, Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah, it looks great.
Perfect. So do you want me to just go ahead and do this install and give a little conversation as I'm doing it, Andrew?
Yeah, it would be great. Let's start with this. I can see that you already registered on the DigitalOcean. So let's start maybe right where you have it in the README file from creating the droplets and then going on from here.
Will do. Okay, so just to sort of set the scene for a few people, I used to be a system administrator about 15 years ago. I do not consider myself technical. So as smooth as this runs, it's purely down to the instructions, which were incredibly helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and create a droplet. I'm going to set it up in London. That's the nearest to me and where I'd anticipate my customer base being. The marketplace, I'm going to select Docker running on Ubuntu 22.04. This is the first time I've been using Docker. The plan, just going to, I'm cheap. I'm going to select the basic, and I am going to go for the 2 CPUs with the 4 gig of memory, just exactly what was in the README file.
Yeah, actually, I would throw my 2 cents here. We did a number of experiments with the platform, and it really depends on the volume of conversations that you are running. And let me add Dima back to stage. And Dima, I believe that our best experiment was running Activechat at something as cheap as $16 or $12 per month, but there were definitely some performance issues. And currently, we do advise to have 2 CPUs and 4 gigabytes of RAM. When you install the system, this should be enough. You could experiment with lowering your spending, but please do it at your own risk. We guarantee the right performance only if you use the suggested configuration. Dima, do you have to add anything on this?
No, exactly. Cool. You said exactly
cool.
like
okay.
this.
Okay, Steven, please go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just drop in a password. That seems to be okay. I'm just going to use the default host name. This is a test build, so I'm not too excited about that. I'm going to go ahead and create the droplet. And this will take a couple of moments. While that's doing that, I know some folks in the group have asked, is it possible to set this up on RackNerd VPS servers as well? I had a quick chat and I did some investigation. You can install Docker on Ragnar VPSs, but it seems to be a largely manual process. An alternative is I know the team over on the server avatar VPS management tool. I know those folks are actively working on creating Docker images that you can install using the server avatar management tool. So I know that may be something that somebody will ask. Oh, brilliant. That was quick. Andrew, if you don't mind, I'm going to go slightly out of sequence. I'm going to copy the IP address and put it into the DNS entry so that it's ready.
Sure. So for a quick background, guys who are watching us and who will be doing this for the first time, we currently need 7 different subdomains to be used to run the system. This will change in the future. We'll use only one domain, but at the moment, you need to add to your DNS records 7 different domains, and each of these domains should be pointing to the same IP address that you got from your virtual machine provider, be it DigitalOcean or any other provider. And this is what Steven is doing right now.
Yeah, so rather than force you all to watch me slowly typing, I put that in earlier to try and speed it up. So that's the DNS entries that have been added. I'm going to click into the newly created droplet, which gave me the IP address. That is the right one, isn't it? Yep, that's okay. Then I'm going to go to console, and this freaked me out a little bit. It's been a long time since I've used the console, but again, everything has been made as easy as possible. So I'm just going to. Oh, and Andrew, I have to say that little tip on the video about using Shift, Control, and V to do the cut and paste, that saved me a lot of time.
Cool.
So I'm just going to log into Docker now with the command that's in the README file. So that's successfully logged in. And now I'm going to clone the project into this new virtual machine, again using the command line instruction from the README file. And that's really quick. And then I'm going to change the directory into the company directory. I'm guessing, Andrew, Dimi, that's the working directory for the tool.
Yeah, right.
And then the next step is I'm going to copy the environmental file, the setup file, and give myself a working version. And then I'm going to go into the nano editor, which was a big blast from the past. It's been 20 years since I used the nano editor, and it hasn't got any better. It's not friendly. So
sorry, let me interrupt you for a moment, guys. A little bit of explanation what's going on here. We have a default configuration file that outlines what can be set up at the moment when you install Activechat on your own server. And first and foremost, you point your domains that will be used to run the platform. But then there is a couple of other settings. For example, for MongoDB, it's okay to leave this in the default state. It will use the community server by MongoDB, which is included with the Activechat license. Or you could use your own MongoDB server if you have one, or maybe if you have an Atlas connection, then you can set up your Atlas connection here. Then for privacy policy and terms of service, you should put here direct URL links to these documents on your website, or you can just skip this, and then these fields will not be shown when your customers are logging into the platform. And then you should put a link to an image that contains your logo to be used in the platform. We will be offering more customization options in the future versions, but at the moment, please pay attention that you correctly fill these fields. Thank you, Stephen. Please go ahead.
No worries. And again, I don't want everyone to have to sort of sit and watch me badly type in Nano. So I edited a file, or edited a text file, and just put all my updated information in there. So I put automated.author.com, which is the domain I'm using for this. I did add in, I also added in a SMTP host, and I put in a privacy policy link and a brand image link. So all that information's there. I'll just save that. So that was just Control O and then return, and then I'm going to do a Control X to exit, which brings me back right here. So that's the environmental file has been updated. And then here's the fun bit. This is, I always get nervous when I do this bit on any install, not just this. So I'm going to run the startup. So I'm going to start the start shell. Ooh.
Okay, and the magic starts happening now. This process used to take a bit longer before. Now it's much more optimized, so I'm not sure if it will be over in a couple of minutes or maybe in 10 minutes. But let's wait a couple of minutes. And Stephen, I would ask your permission to get the stage and to talk about what was happening in the LLM sphere recently. And then we'll continue with the installation, actually with the checking with the platform.
Do you want me to stop presenting?
I will do this myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, guys, you may heard about this recent drama at OpenAI already, and this post from Siki Chen on Twitter is a nice summary. Basically, it says what it means is within 3 years, that or have a god as a servant. Sounds pretty dramatic, right? And the reason for this is actually a new technology that have been announced by OpenAI team, and it's called, is believed to be called Q-Star. And Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, was tweeting something like, "Is this a tool we've built or a creature we have built?" A phrase from his interview. So why everyone is spending so much time talking about this OpenAI drama and what actually happened there? Let me briefly put you into some context. Q-Star, Stephen, I'll mute you momentarily so that...
Sorry, I thought I had muted. There we go.
Okay, thank you. So basically, Q-Star is believed to be a combination of two different machine learning technologies, Q-learning and something called A-Star. Or actually, no one doesn't know exactly what exactly is Q-Star, since it was not announced by any of OpenAI team members. And everything that I'll be talking about today is just like a public investigation based on the open information that is available. And a lot of people believe that Q-Star has something to do with Q-learning and applying the Q-learning algorithm to large language models. And actually, Q-Star is a function that describes the best possible scenario for every possible future situation. What it means in the simple words is that now tools built by OpenAI, perhaps this will be available in GPT soon, or maybe other tools being built by this company, they'll be able to reason, they'll be able to solve complex problems which they were not taught to learn. Actually, what this means is that we're close to reaching something that developers call AGI, and which is the holy grail for AI researchers worldwide. And actually, the ultimate objective of OpenAI as a company, the goal of OpenAI as a company was reaching this AGI phase. We're not sure yet what exactly AGI will mean for OpenAI, I mean the definition of AGI. But nevertheless, if machines will be able to start reasoning and to start complex problems, this will have a number of quite serious consequences. And this technology has a potential to affect the current world order as much as nuclear energy did. For example, this technology could lead to solving complex problems more efficiently. And there are a lot of such problems in healthcare, finance, environmental management. Imagine being able to find a cancer drug by just pushing more bucks into computational power and so on. And then definitely it's human AI collaborations. I'm talking about on the benefits of this technology now. I will be showing you later in this webinar how you can already today use these technologies within Activechat to build this human AI collaboration with different models. And then definitely there will be a different advancements in automation. So you do not have to program anything by hand. You can just tell the computers what you want to achieve, and they will do this for you, even if they were not prepared to do this. But at the same time, this new technology potentially can be quite dangerous. I will leave these apocalyptic scenarios aside. There are a number of posts on Reddit. You're welcome to check them, saying that all this OpenAI drama with firing Sam Altman and then getting him back was only to put some smoke over 750 OpenAI employees cashing out to buy 7-year supplies of grocery and ammunition. There were talks that OpenAI managed to crack the MD5 algorithm, which would essentially mean the destruction of the current financial system and so on. These things are not a way. I believe something like this will be happening in the future, and it will be happening much sooner than we can imagine. But at the moment, most of the concerns are definitely about the ethical issues and safety issues, then about privacy and security. It will be definitely a more complex world if we have AI systems that can think, that can invent new cracking ideas, that can crack codes, and so on. And then definitely there will be a huge economic impact. And this one is the most dangerous, I believe, at the moment, since I'm not sure that the current society is ready to the scale of changes that can happen soon. I mean the changes in the economy. I mean the changes in society, in the society, caused by substantial shifts by which occupancies will be still done by humans, and which professions, which occupancies will be taken by robots very, very soon. But we'll leave this to another consideration. Actually, we'll have some like notebook side chat after this presentation. But what I would like to say here is that if we take a bird's eye view of the current AI ecosystem, we can see that there is not much sense in building new foundation models or in trying to build new graphic chips or become a cloud provider. These areas seem to be pretty locked into large corporates. And OpenAI is quickly approaching these corporates, and the recent interaction with Microsoft proved this. So I believe what OpenAI actually did, there were a lot of talks online about OpenAI killing the whole conversational AI market or a chatbot market or the whole market for large language models and so on. I believe this is not true. Since what OpenAI actually did, they opened a whole bunch of possibilities for companies, for instruments that are building their features on top of this amazing technology, on top of these models that are being developed right now. And Mira Murati, the CTO of OpenAI, said it herself. She was saying in one of her recent interviews that there is a lot of focus on building more models, and that's exactly where most of investors are looking into. But building good products on top of these models is incredibly difficult. And actually, what we do at Activechat, we're trying to make these technologies as easy to use as possible. And I'll be showing you exactly how in a couple of minutes. So what you can do with Activechat, and this is quite important. A lot of people believe that Q-star is something that applies trees of thought to large language models. And Activechat actually allows you to build these trees of thoughts and to use other advanced AI tech with our visual builder. There is a number of LLM orchestration tools already available in the market. The most famous is definitely LangChain. Then you have Llama Index, Orchest, and now you have Activechat. We were watching this OpenAI drama, and we have been considering our place in this conversational AI ecosystem. And I believe that the ability to build these integrations between different large language models visually is a huge benefit for everyone who will be using this technology in the future. So what you could do now with our new block, which uses LangChain integration to integrate with OpenAI or with any other model that is currently available, you can do multiple steps integrations. I'll be showing you how you can do this in a moment. Steven, how is it going with the installation? Did it complete already?
All complete, and I just checked the domain, and it's up and running, ready for you to log in.
Okay, let me try this. While I'm logging in and creating my account, I'll be sharing my screen. Dima, may I ask you to share your ideas on what exactly is going on and all this AGI stuff and where it takes this LLM landscape? For those of us who joined us recently, Dima is the guy behind this on-premises version of Activechat. An extremely cool DevOps guy, and I really trust his words. So what's your 2 cents on this, or maybe 5?
Well, I'm DevOps engineer, so that means I'm deeply technical guy. But I'd like to share my thoughts on what is happening now from the psychological point of view. Okay, so my idea is that we are switching, slowly switching from economy of knowledge to economy of intention. Let me explain. Recently, I've built a site for my beta half. I've been just on vacation, so I was able to spend 5 days just development, just for fun, not for profit. And I use the technology I never used before. So I just take a look, short YouTube video presentation, and what I was doing, I was using ChatGPT to create this application. So I was able to create it, but it was exhausted. I was exhausted. After all, so it's really, it makes me think. It makes me, so without ChatGPT, I would not be able to create this application at all. But with this, so ChatGPT made it possible, but still, it required for me a lot of effort and not the knowledge, but intention, and that means I believe the future belongs to us, or us who is there, because what we have this intention, clear intention, and intention is, I believe it's more scarce resource than the knowledge. Knowledge you can get, but intention, you can read, you can ask for help, but with intention, it's your ability that should be trained over the years. So I have a friend, he's building with using AI tool, he's building amazing piece of art, and somewhere it's mixed of art, visual art, and code and so on. But still, he's doing it all the time. There's nobody can get there and replace him in this particular job. So all this stuff, I believe, all this stuff made us much more powerful, and also it forces us to be much more unique. So you could not repeat yourself. You could not repeat anyone else. So you have to be unique. You have to be intentional. You have to have the clear vision on what you want to create. And I believe the most important part, you have to be a little bit more playful than we used to be. So it's not, we are, yeah, now we are at playground. It's sandbox. So it changed everything. No more serious faces, doing some serious stuff, using some serious tools. No, everything is changed. So now we are switching the mode from surviving to thriving, really. So all these tools do exactly this, at least from my point of view. And also, I believe the future, what we're trying to achieve here, let me move to a little bit to a technical side. What we believe here and what I believe, the future is full of many small language models, small but very specific language models. So it will be your refrigerator will have language model inside. You see, so it will be
It already does. It already does.
Yeah,
it already does.
yeah. So we are getting to the world full of language models. And what this Q star, at least my guess, what is Q star is doing? It's giving some math to the language model, and well, it's quite exciting. But still, the world need you guys who is entrepreneurs. We are here entrepreneurs. We are fixing issue. We are doing our world much more beautiful way, much more. So we express our uniqueness, and our uniqueness. It's not too many components of our uniqueness. And
There is
end of my story.
There is a great comment actually in the channel right now that I'm sure there is more intention than knowledge, but knowledge is getting replaced. But if you don't have the knowledge, you can't tell when ChatGPT has gone off on a tangent. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what you were talking about. I wanted to briefly explain maybe why there is so much hype about Q-Star and what is happening now. What is the thought process for the machine, as I understand. This is just I'm not a deep AI specialist and so on, but this is just my 2 cents. That previous large language models and previous machine learning models were using, I would say, a linear approach when they were either being rewarded or not rewarded for each specific outcome. You come up with a prompt, then you send this prompt to ChatGPT, you come up with a response, and you just say, okay, this response, I like this response, or I don't like this response, as they suggest to do. But what is happening right now is that transformers are being able to be rewarded or not rewarded, not for the final result, but for each step in their thought process. And this takes them much closer to how the human brain works. And this is the reason why there is so much hype about AGI being achieved and so on. I believe there's quite a lot of time still until we reach AGI, but nevertheless. Steven, you are a writer. You are the writer. You do this for a living. What is your point on how do you think how this extremely fast evolving AI sphere change the writing as art and perhaps as an industry also?
Oh, it's a very, very controversial topic at the moment. There are 2 distinct camps within the publishing world. One is authors and publishers who have embraced AI and are using it to produce work faster with fewer errors and less stress. And then on the other hand, we have purists who absolutely refuse to let AI near any of their work. Now, the interesting thing about this is how the big retailers are responding. So Amazon, for example, Amazon are now, whenever you publish a book with Amazon, there's now a checkbox that says whether you have used AI to produce this work.
I didn't know
Amazon
that.
are not punishing or taking any steps against authors yet. But there is a reason for that checkbox, and we just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I was creating an account. Let me share back my screen for a moment. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so you can see that we have a copy of Activechat platform running at Steven's domain, automatedauthor.com. You guys visiting us can go to app automatedauthor.com, create your account and check it. And I will briefly show you these new improvements that we put here. So if you check the automation section, you can see that it became much simpler. You have only intent, skills, and knowledge. And basically, that's all that you need to use Activechat for conversation, for traditional conversational automation tasks, and also for large language models orchestration. So the intents, you know it, it's like a natural language understanding part, which most of you are already using. The skills didn't have any changes, doesn't have any changes yet. And the knowledge section is where you upload your knowledge. The documents that your company possesses, the CSV files, the text files, PDF files, and so on and so on. And then once you do this and click update index, this knowledge will be absorbed and we will have a custom, not a custom model, but OpenAI model when you provide your OpenAI connectivity key that will be using this data and only this data to respond to questions that may come up. And this changes also somehow the conversational structure here, the structure of skills in Activechat. You can see this traditional default skill, which is being triggered every time when a customer sends new message to a bot. And you can see that currently, at the moment, this skill is triggering an NLP block to detect the intent throughout this intent section. But what you can do at the moment is instead of this NLP block, you just take this OpenAI block here. You need to connect your OpenAI key in the settings before you can do this. And then you can just connect this OpenAI block here and type a message that is responded by large language model. I will show you the settings for this block in a moment. So there is another technical attribute in Activechat now, and the name is $_ OpenAI message and OpenAI message source. The reason for the naming is that originally we were basing this integration, this logic on the OpenAI integration, but at the moment we can support not only OpenAI, but any of hundreds of different large language models that are available in the market, be it proprietary models or open source models. You can connect any model to Activechat with our LangChain integration and with our default integration methods. So once you do this, I'll put this OpenAI message here, and once you run the bot, basically you are done, and your bot will respond to questions not by what you program here in the skills, but with responses from OpenAI. I will not be diving into too much technical detail here. Next week, we'll be hosting a separate webinar next Thursday, I believe. So stay tuned to our announcements, and please subscribe to the channel to get alerted about it. We'll host a whole large webinar about how exactly you will be using this technology, this visual builder, to orchestrate 3 to 4 different large language models. So this is when we'll be diving into technical details, how you can prepare prompts, how you can send prompts from one model to another, how you can take the output of one model and set it to the input of another model, and so on and so forth. But for now, Steven, may I ask you to share your opinion on how the installation looked like how difficult it was? Did you achieve this fast and so on?
Yeah, super easy. Even just running from the README file, it was really straightforward. A couple of things. I have never used DigitalOcean before. I've never created a droplet. I went in, they've got this great offer at the moment. You get $200 worth of free credit. So you can go in, create a droplet, and it'll run a server for a few months to play around with all of this. I showed a couple of clients, stuff I've done on the cloud-based installation. There's two big things I use Activechat for. One is for interactive storytelling bots. They're really good because you can drive traffic to them using SEO, ads, and whatever. And they sort of get someone involved in the story, and then it always finishes with, go and buy this author's book. they get really cheap clicks and stuff from ads because they get a Demi's sitting there going, what? That doesn't even use artificial intelligence. That's a very old school bot, I have to admit. So the setup for this, and I've got it running on a different droplet on a different machine. Otherwise, I would have shown it. And I set it up just before I came in. I'm trying to teach it. I want to use the other line of business is that I want to run an online learning resource for authors on how to set up their own websites cost effectively, how to run Facebook ads, and the intent behind that website is I don't want to charge for courses. I want it to use affiliate links, and what I want the bot to do is to sort of sit there because people will go to the bot and say, how do I do this? And I want the bot to guide them through the lessons and do things like that. And the initial, I mean, I've only sort of, I've been doing some of this on the usual build, but I can't see any difference. The setup's really easy. The tool's very interactive. And yeah, I mean,
thank you.
I had one issue whenever I done the build because I ran through the startup shell and then tried to log in. I was like, oh, it's not working. But it was only because I needed to wait for a few moments for the DNS to cascade. That's the only thing, is give it about 30 minutes to let the DNS cascade. It is a super easy install. It really, really is. And the VPS, it doesn't have to be DigitalOcean. The VPS solutions out there are so cheap, so incredibly cheap.
Yeah, and actually, we will dive deeper. Dima, do you think that it will be possible to use the Docker installation on VPSs to reduce costs for running these on-premise solutions for smaller customers?
Well, I'm happy to hear all your ideas how we would improve this process. Definitely, it will be less DNS names in use. You have my promise. But other than that, when we developed it, we did develop this particular approach of installation, we looked for the most flexible one. So, and this is it. So we can really move in different directions. So we can, if you have a big enterprise with all these enterprisey things, we can put it there. But if you want, but I believe this is the simplest with Docker Compose. So far, this is the simplest way. And if your VPC, if your, what do they call it? If your host provider does not let you use Docker, find another one. We have millions of them right now.
Yeah. But the point is that VPS may be a bit cheaper than virtual machines with Docker. But my point here is that, guys, we'll be sending you links. Go ahead.
Docker gives you max 5% of overhead, 5% of CPU usage. So it's not there is no difference between Docker versus no Docker, really. But Docker let us
Andrew,
be.
Dimi, sorry,
more...
that was my fault. I said VPS and I meant VM. The instances for things like DigitalOcean and other VM providers to use Docker, it is so cheap. And Dimi's point, sorry, I said VPS. I misspoke.
No problem.
If someone doesn't use Docker, yeah, just go get someone else. It is so cheap.
Yeah,
I agree to this. And guys, on DigitalOcean you have 2 months for free, and 2 months I believe is well enough to understand how you can earn money with this. Since I'm extremely excited to see what we can build with Activechat at the moment. Since this integration with LangChain, this ability to work with different large language models and to use these models, even we do not need the intent section actually. And I'll be showing you the next webinar how you can use ChatGPT integration or even plain OpenAI integration to detect intents in your customers' messages much easier and much more better than you can do with natural language understanding tools. So again, guys, appreciate your time today. I wanted to remind you guys watching us online that we are running a Black Week sale with huge discounts up to minus 33%. Please go to activechat.ai/pricing to check our current offers. And if you are the lifetime deal owner from AppSumo, please check your email. We have a special offer for you, and the time expires pretty soon. So go ahead and get Activechat on-premise version until we raise prices again. Steven, I appreciate your help with the setup, and I appreciate your time. And it was great to have you as a guest. Hopefully, we'll see you soon again with new ideas about how this can be used for writing and for your business and maybe for other businesses.
No worries. Just honestly, if I can install it, anybody can install it. Trust me.
Cool. Okay, guys, please feel free to send your questions to ask at Activechat AI or ping us on our works in the comments below. And we'll be sending the recording of this session tomorrow morning. Again, Stephen, thank you. And thank you, everyone, for attending. Have a great day and see you soon. Take care. Bye.